Greetings commanders and welcome back to another Warpath video. My name is Eagle, and in this video, from the title you probably guessed it, it's basically teaching you guys about different camps when it comes to infantry units. As we know, infantry units have been buffed a lot recently, and these units, we have tested them multiple times through multiple videos and live streams and seen that these units can do incredible results, especially when it comes to the battlefield. This over here is basically the stats of the maxed out units of each camp displayed in front of you. We have over here Camp Vanguard, in the middle we have Camp Liberty, and to the right we have Martyr's Watch. And these three camps, each one of them have special abilities as well, and we have those under each camp. In this video, the objective is to tell you exactly what each camp is capable of, what is the best way to use it, and what type of play style actually fits that camp best. This way you would know, depending on your play style, which infantry to choose from if you're planning to build an infantry unit and trying to invest in it and max it out as well. This basically will give you some idea and hints on which one is actually best fit for your play style and it's most suited for you in the battlefield, depending on what we have tested and our results in the battlefield as well. Let's start off with Martyr Watch to the right over here. By the way, just one quick disclaimer, this is basically all the kind of stats that you see under the firepower and HP, which are basically the firing accuracy, troop speed, blast damage resistance, and crew are all exactly the same. So don't worry if a little bit are hidden under the kind of the image over here or the video display. It's basically all the same across all camps, so that's not much of a difference or any differentiator. It's just basically a couple of numbers over here and there. The main differentiator between these camps are the firepower and HP, in addition to each camp's bonus and special kind of abilities over there. So in terms of Martyr Watch, you have over here the more tankier kind of build. As we all know, infantry activate bunkers, and when they activate bunkers, they become extremely tanky. But when it comes to more HP, we have Martyr Watch coming on top of the list. They have the highest HP with 201k when maxed out. Obviously, these numbers are without any modifications and without any parts and everything, and even officers. So this is just like the plain numbers from the stats that we can get from the camp kind of bonuses over there. So they have basically higher HP and way lower firepower than the other camps. That means they don't display much damage output. However, they tank a lot. And they are best used for players when they are in a defensive mode or when you're trying to tank a siege with them. So you're trying to use them as siege, but they are the main tanking unit along with your super heavies or without super heavies, depending if you have them or not. So basically what these do is that they receive less damage than infantry from other camps when they are in bunker mode, meaning that when the bunker mode is activated, their damage resistance becomes much higher than the other camps. So they are basically a super tanky kind of camp that is used right now. If you want to use them as well, this is basically the tankiest camp that is out there. They don't deal a lot of damage, but they are super tanky. The ones in the middle are Camp Liberty, and Camp Liberty has a more kind of balanced firepower and HP. They have a medium firepower and medium HP. But to be fairly honest, it's still kind of very high on both ends as well. It's pretty good overall, and it's kind of a more balanced camp. What their special ability is that basically they can toss smoke bombs, and these smoke bombs reset the enemy's load time, preventing them from attacking, which is insanely strong and super OP, by the way. We've tried Camp Liberty. I thought, by the way, Camp Vanguard actually deals a lot of damage and is massive. However, Camp Liberty using these smoke bombs, you can actually prevent enemies from dealing more damage to you, which means that you'll be more tanky, and over time you will be able to deal more damage because you're losing less units, if it makes sense. So that's why this one over here is actually my preference, and I will tell you exactly why a little bit more. Let's talk about Vanguard in a bit over here. Now, Vanguard deal a lot of damage, and their damage output is like more 300k or 30k, sorry, more than Camp Liberty. However, their HP is way lower, and they're not tanky at all. However, when they are in bunker mode, they still tank a lot of hits, and they can take a lot of hits, but expect to lose some units when you're using this camp. This is for more kind of offensive players where they're actually going constantly in the field and changing tanks or changing units, and they're very, very active kind of offensive or aggressive playstyle, I would say. Over here, you also have a special ability, which is Tank Killer. It deals more damage to armored units than infantry from other camps, meaning that you have a damage bonus against armored units like tanks, heavy tanks, super heavy tanks, and whatnot. Now, this is a very good camp as well if you want to deal the highest amount of damage. Let me go ahead and rank them for you in terms of my preference. And when I tested all these camps out on actual tests, you can check out the videos, by the way. We have a live stream and we have multiple videos about that as well. But when it comes to actual tests that are on the field right now, which one of these is the best ranked from lowest to highest? Well, at the very least, I'm going to go ahead and rank Martyr's Watch to the right over here as the worst, as number 3. It's not actually a very bad camp. It's just that the fact that my playstyle and many other players' playstyle doesn't really fit kind of the this one over here. If you're an extremely defensive player, then that probably could work. But to be fairly honest with you guys, I wouldn't highly recommend going with this camp unless they get like a massive kind of buff to their special ability or anything else. But when it comes to Vanguard, this is going to be the second choice, which is top 2. Vanguard, which is all the way to the left over there, are my top two choice. The reason why they are is that because they display a lot of damage output. However, they take a lot of damage, so expect to lose a lot of units. So the disadvantage over here is that you're going to be losing a lot of units. That means you're going to be requiring a lot of reserves, and if you don't have a lot of reserves, that means that you're going to be stuck a little bit over there. So their fighting can give you some damage output, but also that's going to be on the coast that you're going to be losing some units as well. However, when it comes to my top choice, which I personally recommend throughout the tests that we have tested, and it fits like overall everyone's play style, it's actually Camp Liberties. The reason why I do recommend Camp Liberties is because they are extremely balanced in terms of HP and firepower, so you don't have to worry about losing a lot of units, but also they deal some really good damage. And when it comes to smoke bombs, these ones are extremely strong. Well, let me tell you why. Smoke bombs, what they do is that they reset the load time from enemies, preventing them from attacking, which means that they can increase the duration of enemies of which they can actually fire at you and attack you. That does two things. The first thing is that basically it reduces the amount of damage that you're taking. So that's one. So that gives it more sustainability and overall better damage resistance in the fight. And second thing is that you're going to be losing less units over time within the fight, meaning that your units are going to be dealing more damage throughout time. So if you're fighting for longer periods of time, eventually you're going to actually pass the Vanguard infantry in terms of damage output. And this is actually something that we have seen in tests when we tested it against MBTs, against helicopters, against other units as well, that this specific unit outperformed the Vanguard camp. And the reason for that is because of these smoke bombs. They kind of, over time, they allow you to deal more damage and take less damage. So overall, Camp Liberty is definitely going to be taking the lead for me, and I would highly definitely advise, if you are building infantry and if you want to go on this kind of OP infantry build that is in the current meta right now, I would highly recommend going for these as well. And this is my personal choice and from testing, and it's definitely up to you guys. But I would love to hear your opinion as well in the comments below. What do you think about infantry lately? Do you think they are OP? And which one are you going to actually build if you're going to build one of these units? And if there's a unit change event or a unit swap event coming soon, would you be considering to actually swap any of your units to infantry, and which unit would that be? If you did like this video, maybe throw us a like down there and consider subscribing. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll definitely see you on the next one.